Okay, today we're going to talk about my electric trike built from a bicycle and a hoverboard. It's been sitting outside all winter. You can tell it's pretty nasty and dirty, so I'm going to clean it up, make sure the battery's charged, air up the tires, then we'll have a closer look at it. Alright, I got her cleaned up a little bit, got the battery charged, tires aired up, and you're probably wondering what the heck is this thing? Well, I don't know where to begin. Let's see. You're probably wondering why. What it is it's part hoverboard, part bicycle. I built it for the purpose of going to the lake. We go to the lake, state parks and whatnot, and I've got back problems, can't walk very far, so I built this to ride from the campsite to the shower house or wherever. That was its main intention, but I do use it around here when it's not rainy and muddy. Ride it up to the mailbox or ride it up to the shop. It does pretty good. Okay, first we'll go over the mechanical, then we'll talk about the electrical part of it. This is actually the second version that I built. The first one was kind of like I think they call them hover carts or whatnot. But basically what it was you had two tires in the back, which were just pneumatic tires, 10-inch. I had a seat here. It was on about a 7-inch pedestal, and it had a tongue coming off this frame about 6 or 8 inches. It may have been 10 inches, I don't remember. I think I've got a picture of it. If I can, I'll put it up. Then the hoverboard attached to the front, and you steered it with your feet. Well, that worked, but proved to be somewhat dangerous. If you was on level, perfect ground, it was alright. But controlling it with your feet, you had to, if you hit a bump or a rock, it would jerk around. Anyway, I ended up crashing it once or twice. My son crashed it. He was riding it. So I decided to redo this and make it a little safer. From here up is the bicycle frame. I cut it off right where the pedals went through. This is a square frame I had built for the previous version. It's just made out of angle. Welded the frame to this. It's got some angle in here on both sides. It's got a piece of flat metal here for support. And you see it, they got a, I think that's 1/2-inch pipe. Comes off of the support in between here, runs up to the steering wheel, what you call it. Okay, let me bring you in here a little closer. Okay, here we've got an axle. Still don't know if you can see that. Okay, it's got a piece of angle welded to the end of this pipe. I got a piece of flat here. It's probably 1/4 inch thick. Well, these hoverboard wheels have got a round axle that's got flats on it. So I made this here the same as the flat area. And I got 4 5/16 bolts sandwiching it to this top plate. Get it from this angle, maybe it'll make more sense. Where we at? Okay, can you see that? That's anyway, it's just sandwiched in there. It's on both sides. Then it's bolted, welded some flat on top of this axle, bolted to the frame. Okay, that's pretty much it for the bottom. Got two ammo boxes on the back. I've got my electronics and battery in. We'll get into that here in a little bit. I just got a standard plastic boat seat. I had a padded one on it, but when I was working on my boat last year, I took it off, put it on it, and put this one's lighter, and it's not as comfortable, but it works. And I thought about putting springs under the back. I don't know if you know, like some of the lawnmowers, they pivoted in the front and had like probably a 2-inch spring on the back, so we'll give it some bounce. I may do that later. Okay, now we'll get into the electronics part of it. In this one, it looks like a mess, but it's really not that bad. Okay, we've got 2 controllers, 2 350 watt 36 volt controllers, one for each hub motor. I've got one 12 volt 9 amp hour battery here. I've got 2 more 12 volt 9 amp hour battery here. They're all lead acid. We'll talk about the lithium batteries here in a little bit. I've got my charging port here. I can unscrew this, plug my charger in. I've got a switch, one for each controller. I can turn one or the other off. 30 amp fuse from the battery to these switches. I've got here, I have a 36 volt to 12 volt. It's basically a step down. I don't know what you call it. It's got a name. I can put links to this stuff if I can still find them. I done this last year, so I may have trouble finding the links, but I'll try. Basically, this gives me 12 volts, which I use. I have a fan. I don't know if you can see the fan down in here. A 12 volt fan right here. Pulls air in from the front. Then over here on this other side, can't really see it, but it's over here on the side of this ammo box. It's about 1.5 inches by 4 inch. It's a louvered vent that I 3D printed. It'll keep air moving through here at all times. Let's see. The wiring really isn't as complicated as it looks. Basically, you've got 12 volts supply, 36 volts, excuse me, 36 volt supply to each controller. I got all the grounds tied together in one spot. You've got 3 wires here, 3-phase going to each motor. You've got your, I don't know what, right here. This is your, they got a sensor in the motor. I don't remember what it's called right now. Hold on, let me quieten the dog. It's enough. Okay, go bark somewhere else. Anyway, I don't remember what these are called. Hall effect sensors, maybe. I'm probably wrong. I can't remember the name of them. But you got, I think, 5 wires to each motor. Then you've got the throttle control, and it's only right here. 3 wires to this one, and I think 2 wires to this one. Wherever it's at. Anyway, it's not that complicated. Wiring diagram, I just got the wiring diagrams for these off the internet. I don't think it come with them when I bought them, but it wasn't that hard to set up. More time consuming just soldering and heat shrinking the wires to make them long enough. It took longer than anything else. I've got the 3 12-volt lead acid batteries wired in series. The reason I went with lead acid excuse me, was I had the original hoverboard battery in this box, and it worked alright for a little while. After about 10 minutes it wouldn't pull itself. So I figure it's just cheap lithium batteries they put in there. They're supposed to be the 4.4 amp hour 36 volt battery. But I don't think it was. I think they used cheap batteries or something. It wouldn't supply the current needed for very long. Where these 3, they'll run it, I don't know, probably the most I've ever run is like 45 minutes to an hour. And it still had above 37 volts. Right now it's got close to 40 fully charged. Turn this one on. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's 40.1 volts. I don't know if you can hear the fan running in the... Well, my camera work ain't worth a crap today. There we are. I don't know if you can hear the fan running in there or not, but it's on when the switches are on. Turn it off there. Then the key. I just don't really need a key. You can turn it on and off with that, but say when we was at the park, I'd run up to the shower house or whatnot, and I could take the key in with me and not worry about anybody driving off with it. They could carry it off, but... Okay, I guess that about does it for that. We may take it for a ride here in a little bit. Since it's kind of dried up around here. I know I probably left a lot out and you probably got a lot of questions. Just feel free to comment and I'll try my best to answer them. Some improvements I would like to make would be to obviously lithium battery would be nice. Good lithium battery pack. And if I did that, if I had enough amp hours or enough amp hours, I would like to put a electric hub motor on the front also. That way it would be 3-wheel drive. The rear ones are 350 watt motors. I'd like to have like a 500 watt on the front. then I could easily put another controller in that other box over there. I think that'd be pretty neat. Now this ain't a drift trike. I don't know if it would work or not. I don't know if you could. I think the tires are too skinny to be able to put. I think they put PVC pipe on the tires and air them up. Well, that's not what I built it for. It's more for just quiet transportation. So I guess that'll do it for this part. If you've hung in this far, I thank you. Say we'll probably take it for a ride here in a little bit. See how she does.